It's not off topic. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Grant from State of the Spark, and this is
all dressed in pink. This is HotMod,
and we are.
I don't even have a name. Just call me
and
HotMod.
This is Nicole HotMod. We are technically HotSpark, and we're the HotSpark show. And Karolyne Roberts is supposed to be joining us today. I hope she's okay. We haven't heard from her yet today, but we're going to bring her on. If she pops up, Karolyne, if you're watching, jump on in.
Yep.
But what we're going live with today is we were just talking off camera about getting things right and getting things wrong and perfectionism. One of those is I didn't have time to make lunch because we've had appointments, and we're here at the headquarters, the HotSpark headquarters, trying to get all the things done, launching Influencer Academy. And we were just talking about lunch, and we weren't even talking about lunch. We were talking about perfectionism. And we're like, yeah, like you just, and we'll give you the summary real quick, and Nicole will give you the context here in just a quick second.
Yeah.
Of like she was saying, and I'll let her unpack this, like just post a bad draft, just post a bad video, don't get it perfect. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And I'm hyping her, and I'm like, oh crap. And my brain just rabbit trailed and thought I could have gotten lunch better.
Yeah.
So we're random.
There's that perfectionism coming through.
There is that perfection.
Yeah.
So unpack this for us real quick. What is the context of this thought of content and trying to get content right and trying to get content perfect? What's the context?
Man. The context is that I am coaching 10 wonderful ladies and a Marco Polo group. And so you guys are probably going to hear me talk about this. I did stories last night, and I'm, they're opening up about some of their struggles with content creation. And one of them, not one, I heard it a couple times from a couple different ladies that they're a perfectionist and they want the reel to be perfect or the content to be perfect. And man, that stopped me in my tracks. It gets under my skin because I'm just going to say it. Women want to be perfect because we wear all these hats and we think we got to do this and we got to do that. And it's like, if there's one place that you do not need to be perfect on, it's social media.
Well, wait, hang on, time out. So let's replay that sound bite so that for those of you who need to get this clip right, you said the one place we don't need to get it perfect is social media.
Preach.
No, you preached. That was your thing.
Amen.
Why? People obviously think the opposite. First off, why do people think, not just women, because I know small business owners who aren't concerned about look. They're not concerned about look. They're not concerned about themselves. They're like, I don't do social media, or whatever it is they say. Or then someone goes, well, if we can't put great stuff out, we're not going to
do anything at all.
Yeah,
so what is that? It freezes you. What perfection does is it keeps you frozen in place and then you don't do anything about that thing. And so in social media, it's a comparison game, and we're looking from left to right and we're going, well, they're doing it good and they're doing it great. And so then what do we say to ourselves? Like, oh, I need to do it that well. And it's like, honey, you are not where they are and you are further from other people. So you can only do you. You can, and perfection is something that we lean on to get us out of feeling bad. And the truth is that you don't need to be perfect on social media because it is a platform to be vulnerable, to be authentic, and to make bad videos, because it's the only way to get you to good videos. I truly believe that because I am living proof.
You're living proof of what?
I am living proof of starting with really bad Instagram reels because I had no idea what to do it. And thank God Sam with the Traveling Titans said, just pick a trending audio and copy whatever that person did, but make it for influencer marketing. So I made some really bad reels. They still live on my grid today. If you want a good laugh, go down very, very far and you will find it. And that's probably true for every creator. It's like, unless they're archiving their stuff and they don't want,
a lot of people do.
And you know what? I've considered that because I'm like, I don't even want anybody to know how bad I was. But it was those first couple reels that I got more engagement and people were like, encouraging me and they're like, good job, even though it wasn't, but they came to encourage me because they knew I hadn't been doing reels. And so they kind of rallied around me. And I think we would do that for any of our friends. So anyway, I'm living proof that you go from bad to good, but you can only do that with a lot of posting of bad videos.
So how do you post it? And that feels very good to hear. It feels very good to say, oh, I think we have Karolyne. Yeah. Hello, Karolyne.
How are you guys?
Good. Welcome. You found us.
Thank you. Oh, yes, I did.
How's your day going?
It's going good. My daughter had an award ceremony today, so I was at her school this morning just celebrating all her hard work. And now I'm back here, excited to do the podcast. How's you guys' day going?
Very good,
Yeah.
I think. I mean, we're sitting here covering, I don't know if you caught some of the intro, but we're covering, and I'm going to give you a little intro here real quick. We're covering how people often think they have to get their content perfect before they put it out there.
That's a good one.
So real quick, for the public who's just checking in, Karolyne is Miss Lakeland, USA?
Yes.
Okay, Miss Lakeland, USA. Thank you for letting me get that correct. And you've been doing pageant stuff for a little while now, but what people are maybe just learning about you is that you have a super strong YouTube presence, 430,000 plus followers on YouTube, and we were going through your content pillars. And you have everything from a life of faith, from motherhood to beauty, all kinds of things. Meals,
family meals, yeah.
travel. You've been doing a lot. Now, a lot of your stuff I could also categorize as beauty, some of your pillars, not all of them.
Thank you. Yes.
So what would you say to creators who are trying to get their content on point and perfect before they're posting? Did you live by that? Did you get it all right at first? Go ahead.
And mind you, these are new creators who are like under the 5K follower count, where they're really trying, they're in this growth phase. And so
Yeah.
to give you some, that's who you're talking to.
Yeah. So I struggle with that sometimes as well, in terms of like wanting to present everything perfectly and putting your best foot forward. So I can relate to that. But I actually just overcame a hurdle with that. I've been wanting to start a podcast forever, right?
Okay.
But I'm like, what am I going to title it? What am I going to name it? What am I going to talk about? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start it, whether it has a title, whether I have guests, I'm just going to talk and start the podcast. So sometimes you just have to just push yourself out there, because we could be our worst enemy. Like, we're the only ones holding us back. But when you first get started, a lot of people say that you should niche and just choose something to focus on, but I'm not sure if that's always the best idea. I think that you should kind of experiment and do a lot of research, pay attention to what attracts your audience, what they're interested in, really build that communication with them and ask them, hey, what do you guys like to see? What are you interested in? And also see how the algorithm responds to certain content that you post and what type of content the algorithm favors for you. So kind of just getting that feedback and speaking to my audience, but also putting out different ideas of what I like helped me to have a focus in the beginning. But then after that, as I grew, it freed me up to, at this point, I'm not necessarily, posting for followers or posting to really grow a platform. Since I already have one, I'm just creating because I love to, and I'm just posting whatever I want to post. But I believe that at the beginning, really building that bond with your community and really understanding what they need and how you can best serve them is the best thing.
I love that you use the word experimentation, because I think that was what I was trying to drive home with the coaching group that I'm doing, is that you're in this tender time of really making connections with your followers, and those relationships, like those core followers, are going to be with you for a lifetime in some cases. So building those relationships, experimenting, and then getting that data back in real time of like what's working, what isn't, and then kind of, it's such a good time. So it's the time to have not the perfect content, so you can learn what you want to talk about. So I'm so going to use that clip, Karolyne. You were so clear about that answer. I love it. And we're definitely going to need to post that. And I want to share it with the group.
Yeah. Miss Lakeland, USA says
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yes.
Now, but what I hear is this: we talk to a lot of influencers who have already established their platforms, and nearly all of them say, don't obsess about it, connect with your audience. But then if you ask, was that your chapter 1? Because a lot of the newbies, they're in chapter 1 and they're comparing and they're getting advice from people at chapter 10. And And the advice is don't try to grow your platform. Don't try to get the clicks. Do something completely authentic, or experiment. What advice do you wish you would have given yourself in the early days, like the earliest days? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
channel
think,
like 7 years ago. Is that right?
yeah, I think, well, no, I think I started in 2013, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, so over 10 years. But I think that one of the biggest pieces of advice for YouTube and content creation is, and you've heard it before, everyone says it, but like consistency.
Ooh, okay.
And I think that's been one of my biggest struggles. And if I were consistent, I would be way further than I am now, because you have to understand that you go through seasons as a creator. You
Yeah.
may go through a season where your content is viral and popping. And then you may go through a season where, just like in business, like where it's a dry season, you feel like people aren't interacting. You feel like the algorithm is not sharing your content. So if you are consistent, especially during the seasons where you're up and things are good, it's going to create a ripple effect, especially on YouTube. Like, there are videos or there are things where it's evergreen to the point where even today, I'm still able to see the fruit of that specific video and that content that I made. But it's like that consistency, even if you feel like you're not growing or you get discouraged, like, you just kind of have to have faith and know that if you keep it up, something's going to pop off, something's going to work. Like, there is going to be a breakthrough point, but some of us quit too early to be able to get there and even see that.
Or they wait because they're like, the video isn't perfect, so I'm not going to post it. Then they miss a day or two, and it's like, it's better to just post it than let that gap of time go by.
Yeah, I had a video actually. I have a separate channel on my beauty channel where I do like hair tutorials and stuff. I did a hair tutorial and it didn't get like a lot of views, maybe less than like 100. It was on there for a couple years, like nothing was happening with it. And years later, out of nowhere, it just went viral and blew up that channel.
Wow.
So,
only on YouTube though, right? Like,
yeah,
I mean, we're not talking
on YouTube. Yeah, on YouTube. So it's like something may not look like it's doing much right now, but it can make an impact years later because you put it out there.
It's like something gets popular all of a sudden, or we have a lot of YouTubers say it's like has to do with seasons. So when they do travel content, anytime it's like a summer season like type of trip, they'll see a spike in their views because people are actually Googling that, and then it's coming up in the results. So we're really thinking hard about YouTube, and we want to get on YouTube because it's going to drive, like we just see people build their businesses on it, and it just drives so much SEO and so that really is like our next big monster.
It is.
It's my favorite. I love YouTube. It's my favorite platform. So yeah.
It's your favorite platform.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Now, I mean, I know it's your biggest, and so you could say obviously, but like, are you doing, without getting into numbers, are you taking benefit of AdSense and getting revenue? And okay,
I am, but it's my favorite platform just for the community, the reach, and also the creative aspect. Like, I like to like speak to my followers, and I just love everything about it. Instagram is more of a struggle for me, but I show up there because I have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Instagram's like it's somewhere you have to go, and I feel like I've heard that before. Like, you have to be on Instagram, especially for like brand deals. They want to see you have a good following on Instagram, but man, YouTube is so valuable. Like I mean,
you can't beat the long-term nature.
Yeah.
So real quick, so that we don't deviate too much, because our audience wants to hear this creator stuff, but it's important that people hear, you've gone through several different eras of your, creator career, the pageantry being the latest.
Yeah.
Are you Haitian American with this Haitian Open thing?
Yes, I am.
Here we go. Let's go.
Yes, I love Haiti. My mom is from Haiti, and she came here as a young girl.
Okay.
Just for better life, better opportunities, and I wouldn't be who I am today if she didn't make that sacrifice for me. My dad is also Jamaican, but I'm a Haitian, speak fluently. They used to send me there every summer.
Okay.
So I really got immersed into the culture as a young girl. That's how I learned how to speak Creole. And my first pageants were Haitian pageants. So I'm a former Mrs. Haiti International.
What? Okay.
Wow.
So wait. So where in Haiti were you? Is your family from?
Yeah, Port-au-Prince. So
Okay.
they're from the capital. Sadly, there is a lot of things happening there. You know, it's not safe. Recent assassination of the president and all these different things. It's heartbreaking. But that's why I'm doing the Haiti Open contest, because this is a way for me to have a greater platform in the Haitian community, the Haitian American community here, just to make more connections, meet more people, and see how we can come together to make a greater impact for Haiti.
Yeah, man. And then I can't go another minute without telling people you've written 7 books.
10. I thought.
10 books.
10.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
we're the- yeah.
I'm 7. You're 10. Oh my gosh. And real quick, before we miss this opportunity, where can people find your books?
Yeah, you can find them on Amazon.com. Really all online retailers if you just search my name, but Amazon is the easiest place to go and see the reviews and all that stuff.
Excellent. So then as a creator, when did you start taking your creator journey absolutely seriously?
I think when I started to see like that it was like a form of income, because I didn't start it for income. I started it like just for fun. Like I didn't know much about AdSense. I was just sharing my story and vlogging with my family. And then I'm not sure exactly what video did it for me. Oh, I know what video. Okay, so I had a video years ago about like finding the one, like relationships. And actually I have a book called The One Revealed. That's one of my best-selling books. But, you know, from that video, that just blew up. And then from then my YouTube started going and growing, and I started receiving income from it. I'm like, people can receive income from social media. So I was like, okay, this is a great way that, you know, because I'm a stay-at-home mom. Around this time, I had my first child, my daughter. I'm like, this is a great way to stay home with my family and have that freedom, you know, that we desire to just spend time with them and have that flexibility. And that's always something that we value and that has been important to us. So I really do content creation, not only because I love to inspire people and reach people and, you know, just create. I'm a creative person, but I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and my family is my number one priority. So it's like being able to work and, you know, have Karolyne in the kitchen and cooking and do recipes and just sharing my life while I'm living it. It's so awesome that I have this resource that is able to, you know, help provide for us and my family while I'm still present and active with them.
Yeah.
That's huge. Why did you never start YouTube?
I don't know. I asked myself that.
Like when you think about starting YouTube as opposed to Instagram, what are some of the resistances you have that Karolyne has overcome possibly? Is it the editing? Is it the planning?
Probably diving into editing. And I was so focused on running my brain immediately went to, I'm a small business owner and I have to have this big business. And I thought that was like the only way to do it. I didn't realize that people made money on YouTube. I didn't understand any of it. And even though I've been at this for a few years, like YouTube has started to show up like more. But I want to hit on the fact that so much of my journey started because it was working with mothers and families who were looking to create an income from content creation. And I think that's what made me, get even more focused and passionate about HotMod because it was always came down to the mom who wanted to stay home with their kids. And I absolutely could relate to that. That's why I wanted to be a small business owner. I wanted to create my own schedule and have all that. I should have just went into YouTube though.
Oh,
Seriously, that might have been not easier because like your page looks amazing and like
We're looking at your profile here.
yeah, and it's like
Thank you.
evolution and like all the different stuff that you've talked about. I don't know if I could have ever been as cool as you, and still not.
You
But
guys are sweet. You guys are sweet. But it didn't click to me at first. It really didn't. I think when I started realizing as an entrepreneur as well, When I started realizing the power of YouTube for business is there was an era where I was hosting like tons of events, conferences, retreats. And whenever people would come, we do a survey like, how did you hear about us? Or I'll just ask them in person, like, how did you hear about us? Literally like 98% of the time, everyone was like YouTube. We've had people like flying in from Hawaii, flying in from London, Canada. I'm like, how did you hear about me? They're like, YouTube. And my husband was like, okay, you need to pay attention. These people you're reaching from all over the world, they're flying in to these events and booking your services, and they found out about you from YouTube. So it was never from Instagram or anything else. Like that's what it was. So I was like, oh wow, this is a powerful tool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you think that certain temperaments, certain natural traits make people gravitate towards certain platforms versus others? You're a very well-spoken person. You're a very thoughtful person. You obviously do a lot of study. So to do a 10-minute YouTube comes out of you naturally. But when I start talking to a lot of creators and you go, hey, you did that video on your RV, and you start digging and digging, they have no depth of knowledge. It's a very quick flash in the pan.
Or they are not comfortable in front of camera or speaking.
Could be
so
that.
I can see where you're going with this, and they shy away from YouTube because that's obviously going to be.
Yeah, I got 15 seconds I got to edit over here versus 15 minutes over here. Do you think it's temperament driven at all?
Not completely. I think sometimes we use that as an excuse because I'm naturally an introvert. I'm naturally not extroverted, like a speaker. Like I had to really just putting myself out there has helped me to practice and develop and become a better speaker. And because I was so frustrating with editing, it forced me to like not mess up as much. So actually putting yourself out there really helps you to develop, helps you to speak better. But there's different types of channels and a lot of them are faceless. So even if you don't want to be on the camera or show your face or speak or anything like that, you can do a voiceover. You can not show your face and have stock footage or just show your hands. So there's different ways that you can go about it where you don't have to show up as like the traditional talking head on YouTube.
On YouTube, really? Okay.
Have you messed around with faceless accounts at all yourself?
I haven't done any faceless accounts, but sometimes like if I want to do a cooking video and I'm not in the mood to like do my hair and my makeup and my stuff, I'll just like show my hands.
Yeah. I can see that.
If I'm like not in the mood to get dressed. So yeah. And yeah.
No, go ahead.
Even inspirational videos like inspirational scriptures or quotes and things like that, they'll put like a song in the background and just have the words flash and just have music and put like landscape and imagery. And those videos get millions of views too and, have great reach. So there's different types of videos. So maybe finding a niche that, can still put you out there if you're not ready to, get your face right on camera.
Yeah.
Man. So do tell me, how do you do your editing?
So it depends what type of video, but I try to keep it as minimal as possible. With my talking videos, I try to not even really like edit it, have much room for editing, like I said. But I use OBS, which is, I love that tool because OBS is on my camera because I used to have to, record on my camera, download it, upload it to the computer, and then edit it from there. So with OBS, I click record, I speak throughout, it's already saved to my computer. I use my favorite editing software that I just started using is DaVinci Resolve. I feel like it's super quick and easy to me.
That's the one that Kelly Fisher showed us.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So I love that one. But my talking videos don't have much editing. But if I'm doing like a vlog or something like that, I feel like editing is better when you just do B-roll and you can add a voice over later. It's more flexible versus if you're doing a vlog and you're speaking into it, you may want to cut, like it'll be harder to edit. So I just take as much, and then it helps you to be in the moment. So I just take as much B-roll as I can of just like, I'll just set up the camera on tripod and just take things. And then I can go back, put it together however I want, and just throw a voice over on top of it. Yeah.
Was there a moment that you went viral. You mentioned one video, finding the one. Was that your viral moment, or was there a different viral moment?
I've had a ton of viral moments. The most viral video that I've done, and you wouldn't expect it, it was maybe over like 40 million views or
What?
something. Yeah. It was a reel, and it was just a reel with me and my husband kissing my baby on the cheek. We're like, and it just went viral because people
What?
just thought it was so gross that we would be kissing her on the cheek. I guess because there's different cultures of people around the world.
Yeah.
So there were so many negative comments on there like, ew, ew. And
What do
then
you mean
other
people
people
don't kiss
that were
their
like,
babies?
yeah, and other people were like, oh, that's so cute. But it had such drastic comments.
Man.
So that one went viral because I guess some cultures, maybe they're not used to that. And then I recently had a post on Instagram go viral on Easter Sunday. I think that had like over 145,000 likes. That was my first viral post on Instagram. But I was just raising my hands to the cross, like sharing my faith. But I realized it was going viral because Instagram was sharing it like in the Middle East and in
Oh.
countries where like you're not allowed to have a cross or a Bible or things like that. So they're seeing this post that's like normal to me, but they're like, how is she allowed to do this? You know?
Mhm.
So I feel like sometimes things will go viral because what may seem normal to us, when it starts getting shared in other countries, it may be like, oh wow, that's different. That's not normal.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. We've heard that from viral people who have
Yeah.
viral videos. It's usually you're pissing somebody off.
It starts with
yeah.
upsetting somebody.
Yeah, like you just triggered somebody in somebody's faith or like culture or
Yeah.
something, and it's always like that's when you get your first dose of trolls.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think the most viral moments happen when you don't really expect it. So that's why that consistency, because I wasn't trying to go viral, but that's when that consistency comes in with, just posting and you'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So, question to you, like Nicole knows this about me, and I don't know if it ever made her feel awkward, but I think she's quite used to it now. When we're out doing coffee, I'll ask the barista or the person serving us, "What's your goal? What's your dream?" And sometimes it can make someone shifty. Sometimes people know right away. Karolyne,
Mm.
you like have done some serious things. You've got a YouTube account of over 430,000. You've written 10 books. You're now competing in Miss USA pageants. What's driving you? These are big goals. Have you always been ambitious?
I think so. I think I have. I don't really know why. I know what drives me is I have a strong sense of purpose. I'm a woman of faith with my faith in God. But I don't think that I'm doing it necessarily to reach a specific goal. I think I like to try new things and show myself that I can do hard things. Um,
Mm.
so like for example, the other day my aunt asked, because I have 4 kids and I gave birth to them all naturally without an epidural. And my aunt was like, "Why did you do that? Like, why didn't you just take the epidural?" Or I'm like, "I just wanted to see if I could make it through like the pain and like I just want to see if I could do it." So I think with me, I more so like to try new things and I don't like being told that I can't. And I think I started from a really young age, started writing books, even while I was in college and doing things even in high school. Started as an entrepreneur in middle school. I would like buy donuts and bring them to school and sell them $1 a piece
Yeah.
Hmm.
because I didn't like people telling me like, you're too young, you're not old enough to do this.
Hmm.
And now with this Miss Universe thing, with them raising the age limit, I don't want to be told I'm too old because, I'm 31. I'm like, watch me. So I've always had that like attitude about me where I'm like, I can do it, like, watch me. But I believe that, my faith in God really helps as a driving force just in my confidence.
That's good. What drives you?
I like what you're saying about I get very motivated by feeling like somebody thinks I can't do something. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, now I really have to do it. And it's like
That
it's
is so
Yeah.
fun.
like a
Yeah.
personal, yeah, for
I think
sure.
I'm more motivated, like you said. I want to see if I can. Like I am not. I don't even reference other people. I cannot think of I can't think of a hater. I can't, and I know they're out there, but I do not think of someone thinking I can't do something. That doesn't motivate me. But what does motivate me is like me feeling like, can I do that? And if I doubted myself,
Yes.
that's when I'm like, no, 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 like I got to overcome that. And so,
Yeah, I think there's a mix of that. I don't. Yeah.
I
yeah.
agree. I agree. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, so you've been making the circuit a little bit. You've been doing podcasts lately. Is this all around, excuse me, is this all around the Miss USA push right now? Or are you on, you're kind of doing the tour, if you will.
The press tour.
Yeah, the press tour.
I am. Oh wow.
To me, maybe you're just showing up on my radar and
Once
this
you
is
go on
normal.
I Am Lakeland with Dawn, you're on a press tour.
Yeah, you're on the press
Aw.
And then it's usually HotMod, then Dawn.
Yeah.
So who's the third
Maybe
person?
I am. Maybe I'm on a press tour, but I didn't literally plan it like that.
Yeah.
I
No.
think it's just every time I do something, another door opens.
Yeah.
So like, when I was doing the podcast with Dawn, I met you guys. So it's like with everything I do, I meet someone there or they're like, can you do this? So it's kind of just creating a ripple effect, but it's not something that I intentionally, was trying to make happen. So that's exciting though.
Yeah, but you also say yes, which is another like skill. Like, okay, I'm open to this experience.
Yeah.
And I think that also helps, I'm sure, keep those doors opening.
So
Yeah.
before we let you go, we're at 12:30, which we promised you. Are there any principles for success that have continuously served you that you always keep coming back to, that keep you steady, keep you moving forward?
Yeah. I already said the consistency. Another one is to stay true to yourself and have integrity. Don't cut corners. I feel like a lot of people feel like they need to cut corners to make things happen. But I feel like if you are integral and you always stay true to yourself, the right doors are going to open. Also treat people how you want to be treated. So a lot of times we want people to promote us and put us on and give us an opportunity, but also reciprocating or, just promoting other people. And it's so hard out here, like in these social media streets as an entrepreneur, as a content creator. Like you'll have people looking at your stories, looking at your posts, and like they don't support it and they don't like it. And you're like, please go and support. If you're watching this and you're not a content creator and you don't get it, when you see a post or someone promoting their product or their business, like just go and support them because, they're really putting their best foot forward to serve their community. So when I see other influencers and entrepreneurs and things like that, I just try to support them.
Yeah.
Let me see what else. Is there anything that I want to say? And celebrate the small moments, appreciate the small wins. I think sometimes we have this big goal in mind and we're working towards it that we don't celebrate the milestones in between, so we can get this
small milestones well.
discouraged on the journey. But if we appreciate like even the small wins and the breakthroughs along the journey and just enjoy the process, don't forget to have fun, then the journey means even so much more than hitting a metric or hitting a specific mark.
You're speaking our love language right now. Seriously, I'm like dying. I'm so glad you're in the HotMod community now because we are building a safe, I say safe, but like a place where creators are supporting each other. And so as soon as you come into my realm, I just want to hug you and love on you and say, okay, you're here. We're going to support you. We're going to help you create better content. We're going to educate you. And that's all it's all it's really been. And that's why we have those influencer networking events because there's a lot of creators here and they need to know that there's other people here and they've already done it. Like photographers work with the creators and they get business from each other. So yeah, it's wonderful to see, but you have to be open and be willing to support them. And just a like or share a story goes so far.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, to that point, Karolyne, where can people find you? Where do you want them to find you?
Yes. You can find me on my website at karolyne.com. My name is spelled Karolyne, or you can follow me on all social media
Cool.
at Karolyne Roberts. I would also love to meet you in person if you're in Lakeland. I'm actually going to be hosting an event next month for writers and creatives. A woman's writers brunch is going to be at Cohatch in downtown Lakeland around 12:30 p.m. on June 22nd.
Okay.
So if you go on my page, you can learn more information about that.
Okay.
Awesome.
Awesome. We'll definitely attend if
Yeah, well,
Yes,
be there.
I would love that.
Stick with us real quick, Karolyne, as we wrap up. Boom. What do you think? What's your big takeaway?
She's such a good speaker.
She's a really
You can
good
tell.
speaker.
I'm like, oh my God, you're so amazing. I love it.
But biggest takeaways?
Takeaways that, I mean, I feel like the creator's heart is still alive and well. And when we talk to her, it gives me continued hope and faith in that we all really just want to have a community and support each other. And so I like that she reiterated that.
And what I like about the caliber of creators that we've been talking to, that we've been rubbing shoulders with, a lot of creators are like, I'm going to start my YouTube channel or my Instagram, and I'm going just for the paid collabs. And we know that it's important, but the missionalism behind it, almost the purity of I'm a creator and this is my medium. I could have woken up and said stone sculpture or acrylic art, but I'm doing content and it's its own medium. It's purpose driven, but it's almost like it's a craft.
Yes.
You know, someone who wants to hone it over time. Like, I'll drop dead creating YouTube videos and posting them because I want to get better at communicating an idea or teaching or something like that. So, and I think Karolyne really embodies that.
Yes, definitely.
Excellent. So everyone, check back with us in 2 weeks when we're going to have Llama Llama Leah, I believe is in 2 weeks. Is that correct? She's an RV travel creator who is killing it, and she has one of the most powerful accounts under 15,000 followers that you've ever met. So don't let the small number fool you. She's been getting paid as a paid collab.
She has multiple long-term retainer contracts.
Which is
Very
fantastic.
impressive.
So we'll get to hear from her and how she did that. Everyone check out Karolyne.com, Karolyne. And thank you so much for stopping by the HotSpark show, everyone. Have a